from a time where, including state levies, taxes, octroi, etc., 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 where we would as consumers pay anywhere between 28 to 35% as taxes. These slabs were brought down to four main slabs of 5, 12, 18 and 28%. In 2017, 2018, it was a big risk that was taken. The GST conversations had come around since the turn of the century in early 2000s itself, and it was something that Bharat needed to do. But who would take that leap? Yes, many opposers or many naysayers would say that Gujarat under the now Prime Minister and then Chief Minister Narendra Modi was one of the states that opposed GST in that form, but it's being implemented today. But those forms, the arguments were there in terms of what would be the revenue share of the states, how would the revenue be given. There were questions on the clauses and the implementation itself. Then, when the implementation happened, the opposition called it Gabbar Singh tax, saying that you've got multiple slabs, you're supposed to be one nation, one tax, where is the single slab at all? But 7 years down the line, it's been streamlined further to two important slabs, and then there is the 40% slab. But more importantly, it's been done at a time when Bharat has been able to embrace these slabs, and somewhere there is an infrastructure at the back end that's been created to manage these. States still bicker about the revenue share and whether or not it is coming through, and the centre says you've got a debt that you owe to the state because of your overdraft. So those arguments aside, but for the Aam Aadmi, from a political point, from an economic point, from a standard of living point of view, in the last 11 or 12 years, this is perhaps the biggest bonanza that's come for the Aam Aadmi, the middle class per se. There is something in it for the poor, there was something in it for the rich. Every time the question asked of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman was, what's in it for the middle class? When are you giving us some relief? And in this third term, the first 1.5 years, there has been the benefit of the indirect taxes, the corporate taxes coming down, and of course the direct taxes, increasing the income tax slab till up to 12 lakhs, no tax. More money has been put in the hands of the middle class. Now, will this trigger an unprecedented rise in consumption? Will the benefit of this GST be passed on to the consumer, given that it's been only 15 days since announcement to implementation? Will these initial hurdles, these creases be ironed out sooner than later? And will the festive momentum be capitalized on?